Hey folks, this is Jake Davis with a wrestling recap for you today. And today I'm going to talk about NXT Takeover 25, which happened just last night. It was held, of course, produced by the WWE. If you don't know, NXT is kind of WWE's own alternative to itself. It's kind of weird. It's my understanding Triple H is the one really running it. McMahon has very little to do with it. So, show's from Bridgeport, Connecticut, and why am I talking about Takeover instead of talking about, like Double or Nothing from last weekend? Well, because I saw Takeover, I didn't catch Double or Nothing. I was from Bridgeport, Connecticut, the heart of WWE country. And it was a 3-hour show, but there were only 5 matches because, quite frankly, I do like the Takeover style of match quality over match quantity. They'd rather have 5 really good matches instead of a show with like 12 matches, a 4-hour show like 12 matches, and only like 2 or 3 are really worth a damn. So the opening bout, it was a grudge match between Matt Riddle and Roderick Strong, the Messiah of the Backbreaker. This was a good match. Hard-hitting, just fast, brutal match. You guys just so much good selling of pain and putting the other guy over, making him look legit as hell. It's just a good match. Good. Cover up my speaker here. Good match all around. Particularly like the physicality, the physical acting. Like I said, the selling. The Riddle was very good. Like I particularly remember part of the match where he's taking this brutal hit, kicks out, and he's on the ground. You just see his his muscles are shaking and stuff. It's really cool. Really good match. I love a spot where Strong power bombs Riddle. Riddle kicks out and goes right from the kick out into a lion tamer, which is I ain't seen the lion tamer in years. Chris Jericho doesn't even do the lion tamer anymore. The finish of the match was he won by submission or pinfall? I don't remember now, but damn, Riddle won. Riddle beat Strong. Really good victory. The only problem with this match was one of the guys had to lose. Yeah, both guys had a hell of a good match. It was just good wrestling match. Absolutely well done. The next bout was a fatal 4-way ladder match for the vacant NXT Tag Team Championship. It was a team of the Undisputed Era, but since we're friends here, can I just call them Red Dragon? I'm going to call them Red Dragon. It was Red Dragon versus the Street Profits versus the Forgotten Sons versus the team of Lochran and O'Rourke? What was that his name? Oh, hell. Anyways, Only Lochlan I know. I'm not really a fan of his. I don't like his... it's the little guy style where basically your entire offense is just to throw your whole body at your opponent with every move. Anyhow, but this was another excellent match. It's probably my favorite match of the night. I always have been a sucker for those big multi-man chaotic ladder matches. I love those matches. Going all the way back to the first TLC at SummerSlam 2000. There's great spots all throughout this match. At one point, I should just talk about Montavious Ford, because yes, the Street Profits won the match and are the champions, but this was a star-making performance from Montez Ford. Great performance in this match. At one point he dives over the ladder. 2 guys are holding over the ropes to the outside onto a dude suicide dive. That's a great spot. He hit one of the prettiest frog splashes I've ever seen, and from the impact bounces up and almost does this perfect handstand for just a split second before he drops back to the mat to sell the move. It was a hell of a performance from Ford. They ended up winning. I will say I didn't like the interference from Gunner. Mainly because I don't like Gunner. I've never liked him. I think he's just way too stiff. I just don't like him. Never been a fan of that wrestler. And of course when he came in, I was so afraid we're about to have a repeat of Money in the Bank last month, where a guy who's not in the match is just going to run down after 20 minutes and win it. But ultimately, yeah, it was my favorite match of the night. Up next was the North American Championship match. The Velveteen Dream, ambiance, versus Prince of Pretty Faces himself, Tyler Breeze. Together they are Breeze. Anyhow, I like this match. I did like this match. It's just I love the Velveteen Dream. But this is my question: is he a face or a heel? What is he? It's almost as if every time I watch him, it always seems to vary just based on who he's wrestling. Like last night, it felt like he was the heel of the match because it was Breeze's return to NXT. But at the same time, a few months ago, he fought Johnny Gargano, and he was played like the babyface in that. It's just weird to me. It's like they can't seem to make their mind up on where he is. But at the same time, it doesn't matter where he is because he's just killing it. Like I said, this was a good match, but I personally just think it went short. I think these guys deserved more time. Could have used a little more time. This match, in my opinion, probably could have gone another 10 minutes. My only real problem was I felt the match was short. Next up was the Velveteen retains the title, and the best thing about that match was the post-match thing was when they took a selfie together. That was terrific. The NXT Women's Championship was up next. Io Shirai versus the champ Shayna Baszler, and I gotta say I really like Shayna Baszler's whole in-ring style. It's brutal. Io Shirai, I'm not sold on 100%. I don't know if I like her because her finisher is the moonsault. And it seems like every time I've seen her hit the moonsault, she's botched it. I mean, the whole point of choreographed combat is to not actually mutilate and brutalize the person you're working with. I've seen her hit that moonsault, she hit somebody right in the face, got a girl right in the ribs. I mean, if you're hurting somebody every time you do your finisher, do a different finisher. Change your shit up. Other than that, yeah, I thought it was a good match. Much like the previous bout, I felt it went short. It could have gone another 5 or 6 minutes long. I thought it sucked that we had the outside interference. Basically went nowhere because there was the outside interference. The blonde runs out, chases off Baszler's goons, and then they fight some more. So it's like, it felt like a finish spot, but it wasn't the finish. Anyhow. I love the post-match beatdown. Io Shirai gets a hold of a kendo stick, beats her ass down, gets hold of a steel chair, beats her ass down, puts the chair on top of Shayna, does the moonsault onto the girl with a chair in between them, and oh yeah, dude, somebody's dead now after that fucking move. By the way, Baszler retains with her choke out hold. Main event time. Rematch from the last takeover, NXT World Title. Johnny Gargano defending against Adam Cole, baby. Now I love Adam Cole. He's a big part of why I got into Ring of Honor in the first place when he was there. Now this is the longest match of the night, and it was a great match. It's a terrific match. It's just. I don't know. I just was not as into this match as I was the rest of the show. Maybe I was burnt out, possibly. I mean, I didn't feel burnt out. I was up much later in the night. But, maybe it was his goddamn ring attire. I should point that out. Gargano comes out dressed like Captain Marvel. And I understand it's a big hit and everything. And I know I'm not... I know it's not universal. A lot of people like the movie. I did not like the movie at all. But, I mean, at the risk of sounding both, I guess, homophobic and misogynist, why is she dressed like a chick superhero? Like, dude, don't be gay. But I just, and also, if you gotta cash in and play off all the sets of the superhero movie, logically, it made more sense to come out as Iron Man. Anyhow, this match went forever. It was like at least 30 minutes long. It was a good match, but I I don't like the fight forever chants. Yeah, I don't know. Something about crowds like NXT, TNA, ECW. Something about when the crowd tries to make the show about them. That's always kind of bugged me. But not to take away from the in-ring work, these guys did a great match. I mean, you could not expect anything less from those two. But yeah, the attire just threw me off, I guess. But it was a terrific match, and I gotta say, another weird finisher. Maybe it's because I haven't really been watching NXT every week. Was how that worked out, but Adam Cole hits the Canadian Destroyer, and then hits like a Shining Wizard, a running kick to the back of the running knee to the back of the head, and that was what pinned him. That's what finished him off. Now, yeah, a kick to the back head was great, but the fucking Canadian Destroyer is, I mean, that's a curtain call. That's a match finisher. I just don't like them pulling moves out like that in a match if it's not the finish. Same thing like the Burning Hammer. You know, it's such a dangerous move, and so spectacular to see. Yeah, you gotta finish your match for that, or don't do it. Anyhow, I'm giving Takeover 25 an A. It's an excellent show. It was a really good show. And, you know, 3 hours is a perfect length for a wrestling show. 4 hours, 5 hours, 7 hours. Whoa. It's a day of wrestling. Your whole fucking day is watching wrestling. Anyhow, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you like my stuff. Comment. Shine in, shine away, shine that light, chime in. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.